Well, good day, viewers, and here we are today on Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. Today is Sunday, March 30th, 2025. So, still a little bit of snow around. That's the old stuff, though, from the snow blower that piles it there, and it's hard stuff to get to go away. And then we have a little bit of stuff there where the sun doesn't hit in front of that little container there by the barn. So, anyway, that should all melt away today, but more snow coming tonight, so winter is not over. And we'll get to the weather here in a second, I guess, so just hang on a minute. All right, here we are at the weather station, and we are 0 degrees Celsius at the moment, and 32 degrees Fahrenheit. I should have been able to guess that one. And northwest wind at 8 miles an hour, so we don't really feel any wind. And you might have noticed that it says 11 o'clock a.m., but it's really about 11:14. That's when the weather was updated. Anyway, we're doing the chat this morning for today. The Sunday afternoon fireside chat is being done in the morning this week. So there we go. We got people coming here this afternoon, so I had to get my chat done early. So we have today supposed to get to 2 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud. And then look at that. Snow or ice pellets, -3 for tonight. Rain or freezing rain for Monday. Yeah, boy, that's quite the weather. 9 degrees though, at least, and then Tuesday's 11 degrees, so that's good. And -8 at night time, so Wednesday's -2, mix of sun and cloud. And there we are again. Thursday, 2 degrees and snow. That could mean anything. Could be just a light snowfall, or it could be a snowstorm. Then we have 2 degrees and periods of snow or rain at the night time. And then 6 degrees on Friday with rain, or showers, I guess I should say. And it's just the way it's going for the next month. 1 degree for next Saturday. Anyway, boy, the weather's just kind of, it doesn't really know which way to go. It wants to stay in winter some days, and some days it wants to go to spring. Anyway, let's see what we're going to have a chat about today. I haven't got a whole lot for you today, I don't think. But we were working on Son's MF8 yesterday and had it running. And it sounded good, and the motor sounded good, no noises or anything. And then it stopped. And no restart. Could not get it to restart. And boy, that seems to happen to my son and I a lot, yeah. Something works great for a few minutes, and then that's it. No more work. Anyway, we had put a new carburetor on the MF7. And he had wondered, once I got back home from his place yesterday, if we still had the carburetor. And of course, we'd never throw anything out. So I said, well, it's here somewhere, but where would that be? So there was a box with the old carburetor in it, and there was some other parts and goodies in it. And of course, I got looking, so I was looking in the lawn and garden cabinet there, where I figured it should be, but obviously not enough room in there, I think, is what happened. And I looked through all that shelving there. I went around the garage, and I looked through this, and I looked through that, and looked through the other thing, and eventually I got out this little flashlight, and I went back over to the cabinet here, and I got shining it in around stuff. So sure enough, here we are. The box that I was looking for was sitting in behind that jug right there. Anyway, son got it there yesterday and put that carburetor on, and it still wouldn't go. Nothing, not a kick. So he's got it all tore apart, got the magneto off of it, and cleaned up that, and cleaned up the magnets, and cleaned up the other things, and set the magnets. And he seems to think there's something wrong with the keyway. I don't know what it would be, but anyway, he wanted me to get looking for a key for the flywheel, so I did, and of course I found one because I keep everything. And little things like that I usually kind of keep in this little thing right here. Anyway, that keyway was in that thing. I don't know what that thing is. It's off of something, but I don't know what. It wasn't cut off something. I don't know where it came out of. Anyway, it had a 3/16 keyway in it, and I think that's probably what he's looking for. Okay, so anyway, yeah, we just keep a bunch of I keep little things like that in that thing there. This key, yeah, I'll keep that key in there too. That's for something. I won't show you what, I guess. Anyway, so next week maybe I'll get to this. That's going to be a day-long job trying to get that thing going and running. I don't think so. It'll be fine. The problem is that stuff there. That belongs to that thing. So I've found out a little more information, but I doubt it's going to do anything, but I am going to try it, I guess so. All right, so what else have we got going on here? We had quite a week here, I guess, so still kind of get back at this week too. I still want to time the blades. The blades are basically, one is sitting like this and one is sitting like that. And they miss nicely in the middle, but I'd like to get them so that they're this way and that way. And from what I can remember and what I think I have figured out is I've got to get, in order to do this, because I can't get this off, if this would come off, it would be simple to do, but in order to do what I want to do, I got to take the blade off of this one, loosen the bolts on this one, and take the bolts out of this one, and lift this up enough so that it comes up out of there and misses the case here. Undo these 4 bolts, pull the case away from here. Now it's going to be messy because I fixed up all the grease in it, right? Anyway, I think I've got to get this pulled out just so that this gear comes back far enough to miss the gear on the bottom. So then I can spin the blade or the gearbox to where I want it, and then put it all back together. And that's what I'm planning to do, and I'm kind of half contemplating maybe not doing it. And that's just, as soon as you try and fix something else, even something else goes wrong. It's the normal way around here. So at the moment, this isn't leaking here. There's a seal here, so that's my main worry. If I take this apart, of course I don't have a seal, and it would be just kind of a Boy, oh boy, trying to make something for that. With that grease, the gearbox full of that grease there, it's not good. So I don't know what to do. I may do it and I may not do it. Like I say, there's no problem really at the moment. They're not going to hit each other. But the blades, I should say. But anyway, I'll have to do some contemplating on that. The other thing I did was I wanted to get that pulley kind of cleaned up and get some of the rough rust out of it to run the belt. So I made myself I whittled out a thing here that would fit into there, and then I got some sandpaper that I put on here and just kind of go back and forth and keep turning this. That's coming along nicely. I'll do a little bit more with that yet. And then clean the bottom up and put the Pour 15 to it. Yeah, so that's that. Now, what else have we got? Yeah, we had quite a week here, especially with Sir Dave's favorite tractor. The episode on the solenoid was quite a thing. Never ever seen that before, and probably will never see it again. And what I mean by that is the solenoid had the two posts for battery power in and then battery power out to the starter, and it's got the battery power in for the solenoid, and the other terminal goes to ground. So inside the solenoid, the little wire that powers the magnet was partially broke, and that was what was causing the starter drive to go like that so fast. It was getting power and losing power, and so the starter was spinning and not spinning and spinning and not spinning, and the starter drive was jumping in and out. So anyway, the new solenoid seems to have fixed that, so that's good. So I think we're back to where we should be. We're all ready, I would say, other than doing just some greasing and maybe changing the oil for next winter. She should be all ready for go. Yeah, I had quite a time with that, and the blower thrower had some troubles there too. Pretty near drove me right up the wall trying to figure out what was wrong with that. Anyway, thanks to my son, he figured it out, so that's good. And of course, this over here, this is just, so there's me whittling there I did on that stick to make the V for the sandpaper for the pulley. Anyway, this thing here, boy, that's taken up a lot of time, and this has been going on all week too, pretty near with that. So I'm going to give that another go yet, but my patience is I'm losing my patience with that. And most people tell me to throw it out, so well, yeah, I just don't throw stuff out, I guess so, and I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't get it fixed. But now the sad thing is, and I did think of this the other day, and I really don't think I'd ever do it, but I get to the point where I only have one saw left. I don't like that. I always like to have backups. So you all remember the leaking, beeping chainsaw. It's up in behind the electric yard works there. You can see the red case. So it was put to rest there last year. So now, I don't think I'll ever do it because I know I'll just drive myself crazy trying to use the thing, but I may have to exhume the thing and get it going if I can't get the pool end going. There's a Red Max saw. It's a GZ 4350, I think. Brand new. Nothing but troubles. $900 for that saw. Wasted my time buying that, I guess. So you have used ones that don't work, and then you buy brand new ones and spend that kind of money, and they don't work. And there was another saw before this one that I had bought. And it was a less expensive saw. And I just wanted something for a backup, you know. And I guess I'm going to get on to a chainsaw rant here that I was thinking about last week. So the saw I bought before this Red Max that's up there on the shelf was called, I think, a Little Beaver. And I said, all right, so bought that. I think it was $300 or $400. And oh, it didn't work worth it. Hard to start and wouldn't run and quit and jump. It was just a nightmare. So within about a week or two, I took it back to the fellow that I bought it from. And of course, he wouldn't give me my money back, but he would take it back in on trade if I bought that Red Max saw. So that's what I did. So, and of course, it was no good. So I'm kind of, I just don't want to get into that story too much, I guess, but me and chainsaws just don't seem to get along for some unknown reason. Now, I'm also keep on the story of it though, but over there, you'll see this other Red Max saw. It's I think a G5300. Yeah. Anyway, I bought that used. Hope I got the zoom on here. Just hang on a second. I can get it off here. There we go. I bought that used from a fella. And at that time, and this saw has been pretty good. I've had great luck with it. I did have one problem with it last year, where the gas line had a hole in it. But so when I bought this saw, he had a Husqvarna 350 that he wanted to. He just gave it to me with this saw here. So I thought that's all right. So I figured, well, I'll see if I can get it going. The chain was rusted to the bar. That's how long it'd been sitting. So I had quite a job to get the chain loose from the bar. And anyway, I got it loose and I put the chain in some oil and I got it all freed up so it would run and work around the bar and all that stuff. So got that done, and the chain was kind of basically filed to the point where there was not much left to it. Anyway, I got the chain done, and so I figured, well, I'll put some gas in it and see if it'll work. Put gas in it and put oil in it. Holy cat, sure enough, just a couple of pulls and away it went, running just like a new one. So that was all right. I used it for a while with the old chain. I figured, well, I guess it's going to work. So I bought a new chain for it. I shouldn't have done that. Nothing but troubles afterwards. Holy cats, the thing wouldn't run. Quit and bog, it wouldn't start, and then leaking oil just as bad as the leaking beeping chainsaw. So why this stuff happens to me, and obviously none of this happens to anybody else. Nobody else has these kind of troubles. Right? I know, Artie. Artie agrees with me. He never has these kind of troubles. Anyway, boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, chainsaws and me just they don't get along with me for some reason. Don't mind using them, but I don't like working on them. So anyway, what else are we going to talk about today? I was on Ken's small engine repair site here this morning. He has a live pretty well every week. He didn't have it yesterday, but he had it this morning, so get on that for a while. I kind of enjoy watching that and listening to it. And the odd time I'll chime in on something, but not too often. But anyway, got put my question to them about the pool and saw, so they kind of mentioned a few things, and so I'm just going to see if I'll try the saw again and see. Anyway, so what else have I got for you? Not a whole lot, I guess, so we could probably get at the stickers here now. I think we could get at the stickers now. It's more than likely this is getting long already. Now, I gotta get me pointer, and me pointer is not there. Okay. Wonder where the me pointer is. And there you go. My pointer seems to be lost, so... Oh, there it is there, hiding underneath something. There we go. All right, now, need chair. I'm kind of unorganized here today. Unorganized. So, as usual, I try to keep up with all videos, but it just seems to be, I don't get to them all, let's put it that way. So, yeah, so we have Grampy's workshop. What was Grampy doing there? He was putting the finishing touches to his workbench there. He was putting fronts on the cupboard, the drawers, the cupboard drawers, I guess you'd call them. He was putting fronts on them, and did a real nice job of that. He just loves painting those. Yeah, did a nice job of painting them, Mike. Anyway, then we're on to Murphy Mowers. Murphy Mowers, now he had a video out. What was that? Holy cats, I'm bad for remembering what people had out for videos. Oh dear, I'll probably remember after I finish the chat, I guess. But anyway, Len's keeping busy. Len might be having some snow up there in his area, from what I hear, maybe. Not sure. He's in Ontario, I think. Can't remember now exactly where in Ontario. Garden Tractor Boy had a video yesterday on a tractor that they had. I can't remember the name now. Landmaster, maybe? Anyway, it's a kind of a neat little tractor. It's very, very small. And they had friends that had another tractor the same. So their tractor had some difficulties with it in how things worked on it. So they borrowed the friend's tractor to see if they can figure out what's wrong with their own tractor. Apparently not much information available on these tractors on the internet, so it's kind of neat that they were able to go and borrow one. And this one that they borrowed was in wonderful shape. So they've got a few things all figured out and all that. So there was a video back a while, maybe 2 weeks ago, of them where they went on the trip to pick that tractor up. And so I think by now the tractor has gone back to the owners, and and they got some things figured out on their own tractor, so that's a step ahead for them there. Then we have in the backyard with Dell, and then we have Boda Bob, and then we have GBL, the old church 5-acre homestead, and then we have Kenny, open air adventure, Dave, RCAF Polar Express. Dave was out grading his driveway with the Mahindra super tractor, he calls it now. So, and did a nice job of fixing up the driveway. Dave's driveway is gravel, so it's of course any gravel driveway needs a little bit of maintenance now and then. And so Dave got her all fixed up there, so that's good. Good video there today. Maintenance with Mike. Video yesterday, same kind of thing with maintenance with Mike. He was out grading his driveway. It's all gravel driveway, and he's got a long driveway, Mike, and it's uppy hill quite a bit. So he's got a lot of work to do to that. So he leveled it all out and then rolled it with his roller. Then we have Lewis Mowers and Boats, retired for life. And then we have Rick's Outdoors. Rick and Donita are always busy with the wood, splitting and getting wood and cutting up wood and wood going up the conveyor and filling their bin that they have, and just a go. Lawn cutting, pine straw installations. I think they're probably busier than they were when they were working for a living. And this fella here, well, we never know too much about this guy. He's kind of, he has his days, I guess. And then we have Rick at Twin Brook Acres and Everyday Projects with Craig. And Craig had a video out. What was that? I didn't see it, but they found a generator on the roadside, I guess. So I think he fixed that up. Then we have Artie, my good buddy, Gravely Man Small Engine Repair. Artie's the man to go see if you have one of those walk behind Gravely 2-wheel tractors. Artie's got the information for you. Outdoors in the 608, Tucker and I out and about. God brave, and Brian was out getting more logs out in the woods, swampy type of land, and he's just able to get in and out apparently at this time of year, or probably a number of weeks ago now, I suppose. But anyway, he got lots of logs out. Great little machine, that ATV, tracks on it, and yeah, quite a thing. Big Sons, I would say Big Sons is cutting grass. Allen Family Firewood. Oh yeah, they were taking a break, I think. I'd say they're sneaking away on a vacation. That's what them two were doing. Yes, sirree. Logfather. I don't know if I've seen one, or maybe I've missed the last one that I didn't get to see yet. And then we have Robert Little, In My Busy Little Shop. Robert's got a great channel there. If you're into leather working, Robert is the fellow to see. And he also restores old tools. Does a nice job of that. He does have a video on restoring a knife there within the last couple of weeks. Nice job on that. Just looks like brand new. Darrell Wells, Different Stuff. Father and Son Outdoors. The Bradleys on Catbird Hill. John had a little short out on a antique saw. I can't remember what the brand of it was, but it was an antique saw. It was a fairly big fella. Pretty good grip on the chain. Yeah, John's right into antique saws. He's got a pile of them. And then we have Gator in Gator's World. Check out Gator's World. Gator had his new generator running the other day. Getting that ready for the camp. K&L Firewood. Mike had a video out today on splitting big wood. Is big wood worth it? That's what it was all about, I guess. He had a piece of wood there that was 27, 28 inches in diameter. And is it worth the extra effort to split up that kind of stuff? And you'd really have to go and see Rick and Donita about that also, because they split up stuff even bigger. But Mike was splitting. Yeah, clicked out at 30 minutes again. Holy cat's going to be another long one. I thought it was going to be short. Yeah, so Mike figures that big wood is worth the extra effort of lugging it and splitting it and all that kind of stuff to get the amount of wood out of it. And then we have Ross on the Land and Larry Cluck, Club Dora. Haven't seen anything from Al lately. And then what else do we have here? Oh yes, this says Tractor Talk with Gary. Yes, sirree. Gary was chasing his neighbors away the other day. I guess they were too noisy. Anyway, great sticker there. Boy, look at that. Well, at least 10, 11 inches long, I'd say. Quite a sticker. And he has one like that of his Kubota tractor, too. And we have the tractor approved, or the exhaust smoke approved by Gary, right there, that I kind of stuck on there just for fun. Then we have Steve, Rusty Wrench Restorations. Steve's got a great channel there. If you're into antique tractors, restoring any kind of machinery, and antique tractor plowing. Great video there from yesterday. Great video on the plow day he was at last Saturday, I guess, yeah. So great videos there from Steve, yeah. Next week, I guess, is going to be Cub Cadet Garden Tractors. So he's kind of let me in on the secret in that, so I don't know what it's going to be all about, but he did say to me that there's going to be Cub Cadets on there, so I'm going to be watching that, Steve, that's for sure. Yep. So there we go. I guess that's going to be it for today. It's like I say, my daughter is coming today with her family, and we're going to have a little snack, and that is why the chat is being done early today. So we did have a fire on. Got our old lanterns going. And that's going to be it for this week. We'll see what next week brings. So have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing.